Hey everyone, so this is the brand new 2022 Apple iPad 10 or 10th generation Apple iPad here. I just bought mine. These are just going to be my initial impressions and thoughts on this device after using it for a few hours. I actually just bought it today after work. So I bought mine in this ridiculously beautiful blue. It is absolutely gorgeous. It looks better in real life than what you'll see on the camera. You do have this new camera bump here. The old one did not have that. It was just nice and smooth. You guys know what this thing is? Let me know. I thought it was an LED. When I unboxed it in my unboxing video, I was like, "Ooh, it has an LED." It is not. I don't know what that is. You guys can let me know. Usually do not use tablet cameras anyway. But if you guys know, let me know. So this is a very nice looking tablet. It looks like the iPad Air or kind of like the Pros. It is definitely, in my opinion, nicer looking than the old one, which I'll show off here. I'm sorry about any fingerprints on it, which is updating to the new OS, iPad OS, which is I think 16.1. But one thing I do miss about the old one that this does not have is the button down here. I just really like that button. But that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things here. Then let's talk about the first impression anybody's going to have when they hear about this device. And of course, has been probably the biggest thing about these is that price tag. Here in the US, it is $450. The ninth generation, like I just showed you guys, is $330, and you can still buy that apparently in stores if you want to. They did not get rid of it, but that was $330. This is a $120 increase over that last generation, which is a big increase in price. I would say, for instance, here, the new Amazon Fire tablets that just came out for 2022, those had a $10 increase in price. Of course, those were a lot cheaper devices, but still, they had a $10 increase. This has a $120 increase. You guys can let me know what you think of that. I think that is a bit insane. $450 for a budget, if you will, tablet. This is their base tablet when you're not talking about the iPad 9. But getting away from that price tag, like I said, this thing is absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. It feels very much premium. When you hold on to it, it feels very much premium. You now have the camera over here, so if you do any sort of video calling or whatever, you can hold on to it like this without having your finger in the way or without being a weird side view. You do have that. You now actually have what I would say the correct way of doing speakers. It looks like, well, sort of. It looks like 4 speakers, one here, one there, one here, but only 2 of them work, one on either side, which is better than the old gen, which we'll show off again real fast here as I hit my camera with it, which has 2 speakers right here, and they get decently loud. It's just on the same side is not the best option, where this again has it on one on either side. We'll get to those in a moment here. I just want to say though, they did it correct, but they did not do it correct because they chose the 2 bottom ones. Here is your camera, so that's where they think, or where they want you to be holding it, is like this, which means your actual speakers are firing into your hands instead of out the top, which to me would have made a lot more sense. They do get nice and loud. They still do sound good, even if you're holding onto it like this. Definitely better, definitely an improvement over the last one, but still something to note. Then the power from this for web browsing is just insane. I did not clear out my history. I haven't been on too many websites yet. We'll just go to bestbuys.com. Again, I did not clear out the history, but that's like almost instant. As soon as I hit that button, it just loads in. We'll just go ahead and do a quick search here. And this is a website that will trip up actual budget tablets, like actually cheaper tablets, like the Amazons, like the cheaper Samsungs. They will take a bit longer, well, quite a bit longer to load in. I mean, you can see how fast this is. I click on something, it just takes a few seconds and it is loaded in. I mean, this is basically the power of a computer in your hands, like they keep on trying to say. Who needs a computer? Who needs a laptop when you have one of these? But you guys can see it is insanely fast. But now with that said, I have yet to do a side-by-side comparison with this and the 9. But the 9 is also ridiculously fast. When it's not side-by-side. That is still a very, very fast device. To me, does this feel any faster? Again, when not side-by-side? Honestly, no. The iPad 9 was, again, ridiculously fast. It loads in these websites very, very fast. Again, when you're just by itself, I don't know if there's really much of an improvement in speed, because I don't know how much you can really improve on that when they are already so good. But, again, first impression, it is insanely fast. It just doesn't necessarily feel any faster than the old one, because the old one was insanely fast. Now let's talk a little bit about gaming. The only game I really have on here is Roblox. We'll get into Royal High here. Again, compared to the iPad 9, I don't know if there's really much of an improvement because there's not much to improve upon. But we'll do max graphics, as you can see here. Again, this is a game that for an actual budget tablet, some of them cannot even load in. And you guys will see here, if my internet wants to work correctly, this loads in very, very fast, and it loads in max graphics without any issues. Unless, of course, it does this weird bugginess. But I think it's more of an issue with Roblox and not with the tablet. And of course, anytime I try to do a video, it is nighttime, so you guys cannot see as well. But the point here is that this is max graphics, and there is no slowdowns. Everything looks fantastic if you could actually see it. It looks fantastic. Just nighttime, you can't really see much. But there's no slowdowns. You can see my guy's just running like he should. He's not being in slow-mo. Everything looks really, really good. Again, it looks way better in real life because, well, this is through a camera. But it looks fantastic. So I'll set myself on fire for a second here. It looks fantastic. It loads in very well. Again, a lot of actual budget tablets cannot even load in this game. Like, they load in for 2 seconds and they kick you out. Or other ones will load in, even in low graphics I'm talking about here, where this is in max. It'll load in, and then it'll just be super slow or laggy. This just loads in. But like I said before, is that really an improvement over the 9? Well, not really, because the 9 had no issue with it at all either. It would do max graphics in this game, or any game on here, have no issues. But that's a good thing, it's not having issues. And then I just want to talk about a couple more things, and then we'll end this video. One thing that I find, I just want to say annoying, but it's my own self annoying, is how they have the volume rocker here. It feels good, it looks good, it's actually very, almost smooth. Barely protrudes from it. I just wish they would have done the buttons differently. So to me, this button, the left button should be the volume up, the right one should be volume down, but they have it where the right is volume up, the left is volume down. It's just something, that's just my own thoughts on that. It doesn't matter in any way, shape, or form. It's just how I thought it should be. So it kind of threw me off when I first did this. Secondly, is this display is beautiful. I was watching some gameplay of the game Arkham Knight. It looks fantastic on this device. It really does. It's just beautiful. Then what I think is a really good improvement, and maybe I'm just behind times here, but is how you can now zoom in, and you can make it zoom to fill. As far as I know, I haven't tried it in a while on my other iPad, the iPad 9, but I don't think you could do that. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm probably just wrong. Maybe it's probably an update with the Fire OS. So I'm sure now once that one's done updating, it'll be able to do it in Fire. I keep saying Fire. Excuse me. An iPad OS. Fire OS is from Amazon. iPad OS. I think it's probably just an update in the 16. iPad OS 16. But I love that. They should have done that a very, very long time ago. It's one of my biggest gripes for the longest time with iPads is just you have these big bars, which you no longer have if you don't want them. Alright, we'll do some royalty-free music. Again, it does have 2 speakers, not 4. They're both the bottom one, so if you are holding onto it, it will get a little bit muted from that. So they sound really good. Again, I like how they now have one on each side, compared to the old one. It had 2, but both on the same side. Better, way better. Again, without being side by side, it sounds way better. Yeah. So you guys can let me know what you think of this new device. I know the price is very expensive, $450, $150 more. You can get yourself an iPad Air, which has an even better processor and it's going to be better overall. You guys can let me know what you think on that price. I'm still debating if that is actually a good price or not for this device, compared to $330 for the iPad 9, which you can still buy. Or you can buy this one for $120 more. Again, US prices. Let me know what your thoughts are. Those are my initial thoughts on this. Stay tuned for a bunch of videos to come, including a comparison with this versus the 9, which I'll be making in just a little bit here. So that should be coming up soon as well. Thank you guys very much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate y'all. Hope you have a good one. Have a good night, or morning, or day. Goodbye.